Hey guys, what's up? It's Michael Sampson here, and I just wanted to share some thoughts that I had while I enjoyed my last day in Mexico here. A common trend that I see over and over and over and over again with sales representatives that start to get pretty damn good at selling their service, whether that's info, whether that's telecommunications, whether that's solar, whether that's financial services, cars. It doesn't matter, but what I suggest is don't be this guy or gal, don't be this individual that masters selling this particular product or service. You get really good at it. Then unfortunately, you get a really inflated ego thinking that you deserve to pretty much own the company. And then when you get that ego, you go around shopping, I like to call it, looking for whatever company or opportunity or sales manager that's going to pay you the biggest commission for that product or service. Here's why you don't want to do that, and here's some of the real examples that I've seen over and over and over the past 8 to 10 years of being in this kind of space here, right? When you follow the money and not the leader, you end up bouncing from company to company to company to company to company, right? And it just, in my opinion, it doesn't look good. Like my example here, I've been with my company for the past 5 years, right? I found a home, stayed there, planted my flag, and did what I needed to do to excel in the top ranks, get paid over and over. But the biggest thing why you don't want to do that is there's a lot of leaders in this industry, and I don't even like to call them leaders, but there's a lot of individuals in this industry that can be pretty shady, right? Like, real example, when I got involved working with the company I'm working with right now, at the time there was a competing dealership in the city I'm from in Canada. So we both sold the same telecommunication products. We both sold it under the same umbrella, we were brokering the service for the same company. And at the time, I was already working with the company for a few months, or a few years, I should say. And my buddy was down south in America doing his thing selling solar. The problem is he never wanted to stay in America. He wanted to come back home to Canada. So when he came back to Canada, he started to shop around. He's been in the industry for years. He knows what he's doing, a hell of a leader, pretty influential guy, and definitely knows how to make things happen. So he was looking at our company and the competing company. And again, we sold the same thing. It's the same product, same service, nothing too spectacular. Here was the difference. When you sold it with our company, you were getting paid $500 a deal, call it. I don't recall exact numbers. And with the competing company, he was going to pay $800 a sale. And at the time, I remember talking to the owner of my branch, and I remember asking him point blank, like, bro, how are they able to get almost double the commission compared to, what it is that we're getting paid? And what I respect most about this individual here is that he's always transparent, always puts his people first, always does what's good for the people and not, for his personal gain. And at the end of the day, just a guy full of integrity and self-respect. But anyways, we asked him point blank, like, how are they able to pay out so much and we're stuck at this commission amount? And I remember him looking me dead in the face. He's like, dude, if that type of money was available on the table, I would pay everybody that. But I'm telling you, if this owner continues to operate at that level, paying out those commissions, they're going to go belly up. It's not sustainable. There's no money, or I shouldn't say there's no money. That's literally the whole stack. That's literally not how you can make this a profitable and viable solution. So again, I've already been working with this gentleman for a year or so. So I have no like and trust with this guy. He's never done me wrong. And I believed in him as a leader, right? Because I very well could have been like, dude, F you, I'm going to this new company as well, and, enjoying that bigger commission amount. So make a long story short, we had a meeting with my buddy. And again, me and my buddy had a relationship, but the other company, he didn't have a relationship with those guys. He just, again, following the money. So we sat down with him, we broke down the numbers, we were transparent, we told him, this is what it looks like. Like, we can't pay that out. Like, we're going to go belly up. He's like, okay, cool, thanks. What ended up happening is ultimately, what did he do? He followed the money and he went to the company that was paying a grip of money for selling the same product, same service, doing the exact same job. And, logically, I can't blame him. Like, if I never, I don't want to say I was naive, because it was definitely the right place, because when I finish the story, you'll see why. But if I was him, I'd definitely be enticed to just follow the money as well, and basically, follow in that lead too. So what ended up happening is he joined the competing company selling the same product or service. After 6 months, him and his team did very well. They sold a lot of the service. They absolutely killed it. It was home security services that they were selling door to door, and as well as remotely. And what ended up happening is, when it was time to pay up, the owner of that company literally effed off, literally vanished, owing his salespeople thousands of dollars of commissions, owing his technicians thousands of dollars of money, owing his salespeople thousands of dollars of money. And these guys all got burnt for their hard work. And again, why is that? Because they chose to follow the money and not the leader. They didn't do their research on what kind of individual they're getting in bed with. Is this a guy of integrity? Is this a guy of massive responsibility? Does he put his people first? Will he do what he says he's gonna do, right? Is he overall a good person? Is he a good family man? And these are things that a lot of sales representatives don't look at before getting involved in any other company, or joining a sales organization, or looking for something long term. And that's what you need to put first before, okay, are you going to pay me the most commissions? No. You want to be interviewing the man or the woman behind the operation, and making sure they're really like that. They're a good individual, and you're not going to get burned. So yeah, that's the story with that guy. He got burned thousands of dollars. His team got burned thousands of dollars. And then I ended up getting a call with him humbly saying, Mike, you're right. XYZ company and XYZ person ended up being a crook. And now I'm out a lot of money. Whereas I could have worked with you guys, gotten paid, and still had a job. On top of him not making the money, the company, like what my owner said, ended up going belly up. They lost the contract selling the services. They damaged their reputation in the industry, and they were literally gone out of the industry just like that, because they followed the money, right? And the sad thing is, in this industry, there's a lot of slimy individuals. I hate to say that. If I'm going to be transparent, there's a lot of people that this isn't an uncommon story. I hear, especially, and I don't want to throw any other industries under the bus, right? I want to keep it professional, but the point I'm trying to make is that you got to be very careful with who it is that you're working with. So if you're new in the industry and you're trying to find a home, again, to summarize this whole video and keep it simple, straight to the point, and actionable, is when you're getting to know a new company, or you're thinking about potentially working for that company, if possible, try to get in touch with the ownership or the direct managers that you'll be working with, and really try to figure out their values, their beliefs, figure out the type of individuals that they are, and observe how they move, right? Are they the type of individuals that will tell you, yeah, Mike, I'll get this done, this done, this done, and then when it's time to get that done, they're way the hell off in left field or whatever? Are they the type of people that will actually pay the commissions when they say they'll pay the commissions? Interview some of the workers that are already in that sales environment too. Ask them basic questions like, dude, how long have you been here? How's the experience? How's the culture? Do you get paid? If there's a discrepancy with pay, is it resolved? Right? And it's kind of funny that we're even having this conversation, because in a traditional 9 to 5, you don't run into these kind of situations or these kind of little conversations that you have. But when you're working in an all commission, remote sales or sales kind of environment, that's definitely something that you want to make sure that crosses or checks the box before you dive 2 feet in. With that being said, if you could find a leader that checks all those boxes and financially responsible as well, and you could have something long term. Longevity establishes your credibility. Like I was saying, I've been in this company now for the past, realistically, it's been 8 years. I've been working in the same company, making it home. And I really feel like my reputation would be damaged if I was here for 6 months, I was at another company for 6 months, I was at another company for 6 months, and then just bounce. You don't want to be that person. Find the right vehicle, stick to that vehicle, and then just run with it, right? Just be the best you could be and milk it ethically. You know, at the end of the day, we're all trying to do our best and make an income. I'm very well aware of that, right? And when we're going around shopping for different companies, like I just said, I get that the end goal is to get paid. And at the end of the day, if we're professionals and we mastered our skill sets, we do deserve to get paid, you know, the most for the value that we're bringing. But again, the money isn't everything. And I've seen this time and time and time again. I'm going to butcher this, but I heard something along the lines of a wise man will watch another person's mistakes instead of going out there and making the mistakes himself. I totally butchered that, but you get the idea, right? So I really hope that this is something, if you are in that stage of life where you're just getting started out in the industry and you're looking for a home and, you know, you're trying to figure out what makes the most sense, I really hope that this could help guide you with that decision-making process. But on that note as well, if you could find somebody that checks all those boxes and they're financially responsible. Another huge thing that I've seen over the past 5 to 7 years in this industry is a lot of people earn and burn, and that's management and leaders and owners as well, as irresponsible as that is. Now, what do I mean by earn and burn? So another example, before I transitioned into remote sales, I started off in direct-to-home, door-to-door sales. And there was a representative who was quite a bit older than me. At the time, I was in my late 20s, and this guy was like in his mid-40s, okay? Still knocking doors, doing his thing. Nothing wrong with that. Now, this individual, amazingly talented. I'd always jokingly say, but it was somewhat serious, is that this guy could knock one door. Okay, he could knock one door and literally sell 15 people. Like, he had the quote-unquote golden tongue. He was slick with it. He had confidence. He had conviction. He had passion. He was an amazing door-to-door representative. Like, absolutely amazing. The best of the best. The problem with this guy is that, yes, he was skilled, but his work ethic was absolutely shit. And here's what I mean. So what we were trying to do is, like any other job, we want to work Monday to Saturday or Monday to Friday, you know, put in your 40 hours, go make your money. In the direct to home and the remote sales space, you're essentially your own boss in a way, right? You have to have that drive to get up because, again, you're getting paid straight commission, so you don't technically have a boss. But anyways, because of that, I wouldn't see this guy for weeks until the last week of the month, when this guy didn't own a property, he was renting a property, but I would see him when rent was due. So I'd get a call randomly out of the blue, and sometimes I'd forget he even works with us. He'd be like, "Hey Mike, what's going on? Come pick me up. I'm ready to go to work." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So again, this is door to door. So I go pick this guy up. He's in my car group. We drive to the area. I drop him off to go start knocking on doors. And then I dropped everybody off. I'm going to my turf so I could start, you know, earning some income for myself. And I get a call within half hour. This guy's calling me up saying, "All right, Mike, I wrote my 4 sales. I'm done. Bring me home." By the way, we were getting paid $700 to $800 a sale. So 4 sales, half hour, absolutely stupid money. And again, the thing with this guy is incredibly skilled. We found out later that he was kind of, not the most ethical person. But anyways, the guy was skilled. He would do this consistently. Before I even got out of my car, I'm getting a call saying, dude, I've already made thousands of dollars. I want to go home, right? So, of course, I go to work and then pick him up. And at the end of the day, this guy was way more skilled than I am. Way more skilled, like by far the most skilled guy. But he would earn and burn the money. He never had any investment set aside. He never had any savings. He was check to check. Yeah, he would make stupid money when he goes to work, but he wasn't financially responsible with the money he was earning, right? And this was a guy that he wasn't the owner of the company, but he was somebody that people looked up to as a quote unquote sales leader, right? And that's just a bad, bad, bad example of this industry. And unfortunately, this industry does attract a lot of those types of individuals that can make all this money and burn it overnight. So another thing to look out for when you're getting involved in a new industry or a new remote or direct to home sales position is, can I follow this person when it comes to finances, right? Is this guy or girl financially responsible? Does he just make and burn every dime that they earned? Because what's super cool with the industry and the role and the company I've been with the past 7 years is not only have I always gotten paid, not only is this gentleman an amazing example with his family, the way he treats others, his integrity. I could go on about how amazing the leadership is. It's actually two gentlemen that these people are and the morals they have. But they're financially responsible, right? They're an excellent example of where you should invest your money, what to do with your money, what financial vehicles work best with your money as well. Because once you master this role of remote sales, direct sales, right, and you start making good money, you don't want to be the guy or gal that's burning everything. You want to be able to make the good money and keep the good money. Put that into yourself, buying courses, masterminds, books to level up your skills, investing in real estate, investing in the stock market, all that. That's a conversation for another day. But yeah, to summarize this whole video in full, make sure the person's a good person. Make sure they're going to pay you on time. If possible, find some references of people that could actually say, yes, I've worked with this guy for a few years and I've always been paid, I've never been wrong. And make sure they're financially responsible so you could potentially learn and become a better individual and invest and be in a better place in the next few years than where you started. Because there's been a lot of people I've seen in this industry that they make a shit ton of money. Last example, and then we're going to wrap this up, but a guy I personally worked with, again, super skilled, super talented. This gentleman earned six figures, multiple, 150 to 200,000, multiple years in a row, okay? 3 years in a row. Absolutely amazing representative. Could sell ice to an Eskimo, as much as I hate that example. What ended up happening with this gentleman? He got caught up in drugs. He got caught up in a bunch of bad things. This gentleman is now homeless after earning close to $500,000 over 3 to 5 years. Homeless. I remember I was going to a mall in my city where I'm from, Calgary, Alberta, running into this guy, not even recognizing him, and the poor dude was on his last limb. He was literally about to die. And this is a guy that unbelievably skilled, was a top producer year after year, and now living on the street. So this industry could put you 5 to 20 steps ahead in life, or it could bring you 20 steps behind in life. The decision's yours, right? And it all starts on not following the money, but following the leader. So hopefully you got some value from that and some insight. Like, comment, and subscribe. Again, I'm Michael Sampson, the Vice President of Inside Sales for Knock Canada. And until next time.